All right, guys. I'm trying to get the YouTube stream going here, so give me 1 second. How's everybody out there? Let me take this off for a second. As you can tell, I had my brand new COVID-19 mask, my coronavirus mask on just a second ago. So, trying to get all this together. I was going to work on a couple of things for my DJ Wolf's music box. I actually got I have 4 things I want to work on. I actually did one. I got 3 others I'm excited about, very, very excited about. That's coming up hopefully by the middle of the week. Because the 3 that I got, well, one I can do probably tomorrow, and the other 2 I'm going to have to wait till they come in. So, but they're all coming. But let me go ahead and get started here before I forget that I got to show the start. That's number 1. So I got all this stuff going on. And if you guys want to call, you can call me directly. I did give the number out earlier. So if you want to call me directly, I do have a call-in line. I finally, it took me about an hour and a half, 2 hours to figure it out. But it's all set. I've already tested. It's ready to go. If you want to give me a call, DJ Wolf right out here in the DMV, it's 202-597-2941. That's 202-597-2941, guys. I'm going to see if I can post it in this chat here, this chat box. Let's see. Uh-oh. Somebody trying to call me? 1 second. No one's called me. All right. Anyway, let me go ahead and do this. Put this number in here. Let's tell everybody I'm live now. At 202-597. What is it? 202-597-2941, guys. Okay. So I just posted a number here to you guys on Spreaker.com. I'm going to try to attempt to do the YouTube thing. I'm hoping to anyway. Well, it's rare, you know. That's the one thing about the podcast things and I've been doing podcasts for about 5-6 years now. And it's a lot of preparation. People don't know. It's just, it is like a radio show. I mean, to be honest, it is a radio show. And want to go ahead and get started here. I will play you a little melodies of some of my personally produced cuts. I actually had a new one I did. I don't know if my other phone's hooked to it or not. So let me see if I could try something here. I'm gonna try to. I just did a little while ago. Let's see if I could pull it up. Oh, okay. Let's see. I don't know if it'll go through or not. This is in my this is something I did in GarageBand about a couple of years ago. Let's see. All right. This is DJ Wolf Live. Live from Southern Maryland Studios. Out here in the DMV. In the nation of America. And all over the world. This is DJ Wolf Live, baby. The one and only DJ Wolf. Live, all the way live. Don't even have to walk, don't even have to drive. Ain't no jive. So let me know if you're interested in my music here. I'm trying to shut that down here. Because this is DJ Wolf Live. DJ Wolf Live, coming to you live from the DMV of the Southern Maryland studios out here, baby. It's on and popping, boy. We got a lot of stuff to talk about, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all president is losing his mind, man. I'm telling you right now. He really is. But let me give it to you straight. Right from out here in the DMV, all across America and the world. It's the one and only DJ Wolf Live. And this program is officially live lit, baby. And it's going to be tonight. I can tell you that right now. We got a lot to cover, ladies and gentlemen. It's getting crazy out here. It's really getting crazy out here. All right, guys. Just wanted to put that out there. That was my original thing from a few years ago. I may actually start back using that. I love that thing. But seriously though, it's I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna check my podcast channels. I'm actually hoping to start back expanding my social media, my additional social media sites to even Twitter. Because I don't think Twitter has live feeds. If they did, I'm going to tell you, I will start doing my shows on Twitter. I think somebody tried to call me earlier. The message just popped up once. Let's see here. Swipe it to unlock it. All right, guys. I'm trying to see if I had any calls. No, the only call I had was mine. Yep, that was just me. I had to run some tests on my phone earlier because but anyway, turn this volume up here. Okay, just to make sure. All right, guys. In any case, I'm glad you are here to check me out. It's still been my pleasure to continue to do the podcast with you guys live. I enjoy doing it. I still do. My thing is I like to make sure that I try to do it as clean and concise as possible, and make sure everything is on point, just to make it to be right for you guys, We got to run this on film. I sure could. I didn't even think about that. Sometimes, you get into the day of doing your, daily duties because, of course, there is something called having a life that outside of what I would do with social media. And I get to try to get involved with that, spend time with your family and all of that, I found out over the last couple of years, you need to really get involved with your family, and that's something a lot of us don't do like we're supposed to. I'm trying to see if I can send a link out to Twitter. Never mind. Okay, what did I do? I was trying to send a link to my Twitter page, but I ain't got time to be typing right now. I don't know what happened to my YouTube. I'm trying to pull up my YouTube channel to see if it's just broadcasted live on there. Let's see. I'll try something right quick. But it's just been this thing with Trump, man. It's just I don't know, guys. It's just oh boy, this dude, man. This dude. All right. Well, let me try something. I usually do. I don't know why my channel's not coming up right. It's 9. What time is it? It's 9:34. Well, at least I wouldn't be the only one that ever been late on my channel before doing my show. You know, a number of us have. But let me get this in right quick, because this is right now, it's bothering me that I can't get my show in tonight on YouTube. But I'm gonna have to really get more involved with setting up my. I used to have a Wirecast, but no, I didn't have to do all of that on Hangouts. That's what I was doing. Oh boy. That's what I used to use anyway. I don't know why I didn't go back and use Hangouts in the first place. It's always been the easiest way for me to do my setup. Google Meet. Oh, that's new. Okay. I see a lot of people using Zoom now, too. I don't know. Let's see. It said get started. Oh, yeah. All right. Oh, yeah. It's just me. Yeah. United States. I ain't got time to put all that in right now. All that. Ooh, excuse me, guys. My goodness. I really don't want to do webcam, but I may not have a choice tonight. Let's see here. But anyway, why I decide to do this tonight is because of one thing. The comment that Donald Trump made, was it Thursday? I think it was Thursday. Well, anyway, he made it late this past week. And I'm going to tell you, it was one of the dumbest things I've ever heard. This irresponsible, dumb, and I will say dumb with a capital D, okay, ignorant ass, baboon of a president. And I know some people say, well, you know, he sponsored sponsorships for black colleges and the blah, blah, blah. I don't care what he did on that end. You know, the last person I heard that was doing that was also a racist. He owned he owned one of the he owned the NBA team, one of the Lakers, one of the LA teams. I forgot. I think it was Clippers on that, if I'm not mistaken. As racist as they come. I was just watching the Magic Johnson documentary called The Last Dance, which is very good. I highly recommend it, by the way. A lot of things about Jordan I didn't even know about. Well, some things I did. Like there's other things I didn't. But anyway, his former owner, I think it was Jerry Krause, was a trip, man. And I think he had some racist overtones as well. He was just I don't know, he was just a little bit nasty dude. And he really ripped off both Jordan and definitely ripped off Scottie Pippen. Scottie Pippen didn't get no money off of Krause, man. But that's another whole story, you know. What's this 360 video? I don't know what that is. But anyway, let me put on my mask here. Gotta put it on anyway. I guess I'll go ahead and do the webcam. I wasn't going to do it. You know, let's see. I'll just say do it right now. Just 35, 38. I want to retake that. I want to go live. I'm going to go live on YouTube anyway, guys. I just, I wasn't going to do it at first, and I don't do it often. Matter of fact, why did she put my, okay, you can't see my, DJ Wolf, my DJ Wolf mask. I mean, you know what? I need to move it. Hold on, guys. Just give me 1 second. Oh, why should come over? Oh, here we go. Okay. Now, okay. That can be a reason to post it where I'm posting it at. Me. Okay. All right. Now I got it right where I want it. Sort of. I think. Let's see here. I was trying to hang this my picture of Wolf. You may not be able to see it like I want you guys to see it. So, okay, it's sort of. Let's see, not really where I want it to be. Oh, okay. As long as it don't fall. Beautiful picture. I got this down in the Carolinas years ago. All right. Well. Anyway, let me get back to Trump. Going live on YouTube right now, guys. Come on. All right, here we go. It used to be a weird. Okay, all right, guys. I'm on YouTube. I'm on Spreaker.com. Yes, I'm wearing my mask tonight, guys. Honestly, you don't want to see my face. No way. My face is ugly. And I'm not hiding it for any specific reason. It's just that I don't, I'm kind of that kind of person that don't like my face to be out there like that anyway. I'm very shy. I really am, seriously. I guess it's mainly because of part of my childhood, I guess, which is probably why I don't like to put my face out there too much. I said they used to have a thing where you did a studio. I don't know what that's about. Let me see. It's not. Hold on a second, guys and gals. It's always something when you're doing broadcasting. When you're broadcasting on here. All right. Let's see here. I don't want that. Just a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot to do in broadcasting. Seriously, it is. It's a lot to it. Especially when you're doing it by yourself. I'm going to get to Trump in a minute, guys. Because, like I said, it's just something about this guy that I really, really, let me turn up the volume a little bit, guys. It's just something about him and the way he talks to people, man. He don't come correct with you no way. He thinks he owns the freaking world. He thinks he owns the world. He thinks he's smarter than anybody. I mean, remember years ago, he talked about literally thinking he was better than all the generals and colonels and all of that. He actually said that. He thinks he's a lot smarter than what he is. He really is not. He's really an idiot. As far as I'm concerned, he's an idiot. He don't know as much as he think he does. And I watched the White House conference that he did, and it was a joke. It was atrocious. Even some of his staff members saw that. He wanted to fire Fauci. Because he kind of felt like, he felt that Fauci was upstaged him because Fauci knew more about the situation, had a better understanding of it than he did. But what I don't get is how you get offended by that. Dump. That's what you got these guys on staff for. These staffers that you hired are supposed to be people who know a little bit more than you. You know? So if you don't already know, which I'm pretty sure most of us already do, I'm trying to check my live chat here, guys. No, ain't nobody on here. Just me. But it's just weird to me. It's really weird. They got to talking about using light and being raised. And he was thinking that you know, the way he was talking, like he was thinking you could use light on people. Now, I saw a story yesterday where they use light on I'm checking something, guys, ladies and gentlemen. Where they use light on in the room that they were trying to clean. Now they did use light and rays for that, to what this quote unquote disinfect the room, but not on people. And you know, about a month and a half ago, when this thing first broke out stateside, there was you remember the parents was before they sent the kids to school, and some of the parents were actually literally spraying Lysol on their kids. They should have been arrested for child abuse. I said that for weeks. I never heard nothing else about it, of course. But that's what that was. Child abuse. Period. You spray Lysol on your kid. I would have never imagined doing anything like that to my kids. Period. That's ridiculous. Lysol. Pure out freaking ass Lysol. So Trump, and I'm just referring it back to Trump again from that. And I'm like, wait a minute. Really? Lysol. So he got to talking about, well, you know, no, I ain't gonna do this because I can't do it with this mask on. But he was like, trying to figure out about injecting disinfectant into somebody's body. Now, he did say it. He didn't really sound completely confused, but he didn't really sound like he knew what the, excuse my French, what the fuck he was talking about. I kind of say that. But nevertheless, and then he gonna try and walk it back talking about, I was just being sarcastic. No, you were being a complete dumbass. That's what you were doing. You were being a complete dumbass. Okay? Talk about you were being sarcastic. No, you know what? First of all, being sarcastic is one thing, but you know what? This ain't the time to be playing games with people's lives out here. Dump. This ain't the time, man. This is not the time. If all the times in the world, I'll be honest, Dump, you picked the wrong damn time to be playing this kind of game with people, man. The wrong damn time. You know? I'm trying to update my channel list and my name. Let's see. Oh, okay, I'm gonna rename this to Big Rant. I should rewrite that. I call it DJ Wolves. Big Big Rant. Hold on, people. I'm just getting started though, so I because there's a lot of other stuff I want to talk about as well. I just wanted to update my channel here. I also wanted to. Oh, there was one other thing I wanted to put my number in here. All right. Well, I'll give you out the number right now if you have any topics you want to talk about regarding Trump. But let me get started here. But to sit there and make that statement about him making that suggestion was stupid. Now, there was something I read in a British newspaper that came out where a guy in Arizona, white guy, of course, where a white guy in Arizona and his wife tried to do something very similar to what Trump talked about. I don't remember when it happened, but it was fairly recently. And he died from it. Yeah. He tried to use a chemical. I don't remember the name of the chemical. Him and his wife took it. And I think they both had the coronavirus or suffered from it. And he took it. And it killed him. Now, I'm not going to say if it's directly involved with Trump, but Trump is a bad influence anyway. You know, the same people that goes out there that praise Trump are the same people who are trying to rush to get back to work because they know that the majority of people who have a lot of those symptoms, or at least the ones or suffer from the medical what do you call that? Or had the medical immune systems that are a little weak. They know that based on heart attacks, kidney disease, stroke, high blood pressure, a lot of those people are of African American descent or of color. I know it myself. I was at work last few weeks. And guess what people weren't doing? At least the bulk of the white people I seen wasn't doing. I ain't seen too many black people either, but I seen a few black people too. But the bulk of the white people weren't wearing any mask at all. No mask, no glove. They had the least bit of concern about any of that. They truly did, ladies and gentlemen. They had the least bit of concern about that at all. It's like they could have cared less. And they didn't. They really didn't care. They really didn't care at all. And it made no sense to me. I was like, really? You walk around with no mask on? It's like they don't give a damn. You know? First of all, the mask is for you to protect your germy ass from other people and vice versa. It's ridiculous. I just don't understand it, man. And how the hell your laws say that you should wear a mask and you don't do it? Y'all don't do it. You know? That I don't understand that. Y'all won't wear a mask. But you telling other people, oh, you should wear a mask to protect, yourself from colds and all that and blah, 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 and all this other bullshit. And you won't wear a mask. But you're going to tell me to wear a goddamn mask. Trump has never worn a mask at all. At least Larry Hogan, who I'm going to get to in a second, did wear a mask when he in the governor's mansion, if I'm not mistaken. I haven't seen him wear it much, though. But he does practice social distancing. Now, Larry Hogan is one hell of a governor. The things that he actually went out and did, okay, is everything you expect not only a president, but a man to handle what a little boy couldn't do. Okay? Trump is not equipped mentally to do what he needs to do to handle situations. He's not. You can see it. They already talking about it. He is not mentally equipped to do it. Yet, he's still out here. He's still out there doing everything, his daily routine with these press conferences. Like, you know, I'm largely in charge. You know. He don't. I mean, it's the most irresponsible thing he's ever said. Among a lot of things that he said that were irresponsible. And now, the rumor has it, Republicans and Democrats are calling him out. And they should. They really should. Because he's setting a dangerous precedent to, just say, Ted Kool-Aid. He did the same thing when it came to the hydrochloroquine, or whatever that drug was, where he was telling people, he told people, for real, he actually told people to go ahead. You know what, I'm going to take this mic off. Excuse me. Okay, that sounds a little bit better. But he told people to go ahead and take the drugs. Say, take it. What you got to lose? That's what he said. He's an irresponsible asshole, man. He really is. And I don't understand how people could sit there and support this fool. I just, for the life of me, don't understand it. How can people continue to support him? I don't get it. This guy, now, he said, and I heard this recently too. He said that he never said that the coronavirus was a hoax. Okay. Now, this is what Donald Trump said this. He said he never said that. All right. And I'm saying to myself, are you sure you never said that? Because I know damn well I heard you say that. I actually heard him say that for real. You know how I know? Because I was watching his daily briefings almost every night. And every day. I know he said it. Because I watched him say it. He's telling people for months how irresponsible he really is. He's a very irresponsible man. If I can call him that. But he act like a little boy. And I can call him that. Because there's no way. I mean, he's supposed to be a man, and he acts like a boy, but he don't act responsible for what he does. He really don't want to be responsible for any of his own actions. If he knows, he don't want that. But yet you cried about Obama not being American born. That's what you said. Obama didn't say that. His wife didn't say that. His kids didn't say that. You said that, sir. Yet, Obama taught law at Harvard. Something you wouldn't know much about. Because you know everything. everything. You know all kind of stuff. Don't know anything. Frankly, I still don't think you know your ass from a hole in the ground. That's another whole story. You know? You do a lot of double talking, dude. What I don't understand is he comes from money. And he must not got much out of his education. Now, here's other things that irk me, because I got a laundry list of stuff. This dude, they took out all that money. Well, all this money for these small businesses, right? And just because it's my eyes now. All that money for these small businesses. I'm going to turn this light off. All this money for these small businesses. All right. And these small businesses, they don't have so much time to get the money. Many of them, a number of them couldn't get the money because they shut the damn system down, saying we ain't got no more money. I said, how the hell y'all not got no more money? This is like trillions and trillions of dollars. And come to find out, many of those millionaire businesses had got a surplus of $1.7 million just because they were a big business. That ain't gonna hurt them. And you had a couple of experts who were saying that. Turn this back on. They had a couple of experts who were saying that those guys aren't gonna be hurt by that. Not the millionaires anyway. They'll be able to bounce back, even if they were a little bit short. The millionaires. And some of them had made record profits before this happened. For you guys to have gotten out $2.2 trillion, that's a lot of money. That's a whole lot of damn money. And then went out and got billions and billions, hundreds of billions more to that, and still talking about that ain't enough? Really? Then it's time, Trump, you and your cronies start talking to these millionaires and get them to help the people, man. You know, that reminds me of time I was in Atlanta. This is an absolute true story. All right. I was in Atlanta back around 2003. I think I was down for a business trip years ago. And I was at a bar, right? Stayed over at the Hilton. Beautiful hotel, man. No, I didn't run into Paris Hilton or her sister. That's another story. I never ran down. But anyway, so I was at the bar, and I remember kind of vividly, it was Houston. Was it Houston? No, Houston. I'm sorry, San Antonio. I forgot who he was playing in the playoffs. And I do remember, who was the guy? He was a beast. He retired after about 19 years. Now, one Kobe was another guy. I can't remember the name. Tony Parker, I know, was on that team. Oh, what's the other dude name? And that was my favorite player, too. I can't think of his name, man. Damn. I mean, he set records for San Antonio, too, before he left. I know Robinson, I think, was still with him. Nate Robinson. The Admiral. They called him the Admiral back in the 80s. I used to watch him play. Was another dude. I forgot his name. But anyway, so I was watching the game. I was like, oh, this is on either Friday or Saturday night. And I actually was going to walk up to the club. The club was called Level 3. It was just a couple of blocks from the hotel. I'm not sure if I should have walked on that side and run there anyway. That's another story. And I ended up going to dinner. And talking. I talked to the girl that she had. I guess she was there. I guess she was there to do some stuff too, or something. Whatever she's doing, she's on a business trip too. But it didn't get far. I didn't let her get it far. She tried to get her to come into her room. I was like, no, I can't do that. Here's the irony. My wife had got sick that same night. She got very sick, and I was like, oh shit. Because I was going to stay the next day, and I was like, I was going to cut it short. So anyway, I took the first thing smoking and got the hell up out of Atlanta. But before I get to that, let me tell you what I really want to talk about. And this is what I want to say about how short-sighted white people are. And I ain't saying that at all, but a lot of them are. So I'm in the bar. Gave me a drink, watched the game. This white guy came on. It was two black women who were sitting on the side. Okay. And so the white guy come talking to me. We talk. He just seemed pretty friendly guy. Then all of a sudden, he talking about, I made America great. Yeah. Yeah, this is kind of like Donald Trump. And this is where he's going for the kill at right here. I made America great. What did he say? So I'm having the senior moment. Capitalism, that's what he said. That's exactly what he said. What make America great? Capitalism. And I looked at him. And here I am in Atlanta. The mother home of the civil rights movement. Okay? The birthplace of the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. By the way, childhood home was less than maybe about 5 minutes from there, from the hotel where I stayed at, right down the street. No joke. I actually walked over there. Excuse me. I walked over there. Real talk. And not sure why, because it was in the, kind of lower middle income, and I ain't putting nobody down, neighborhood. But I went over there at the bar, talking to this white guy, and when he told me, he said he said, what would make America great? Capitalism. And that's what he said. That's exactly what he said to me. And I just looked at him, and I was angry. Thinking about all those civil rights leaders during that era at the Mecca. I'm at the Mecca of where they were, where they marched on, the very streets in that area around downtown Atlanta. And then what I told this son of a bitch? I told him straight out. What made America great? I'm going to take this mask off. It's kind of bothering me. And I told him, I said straight up, what make America great? People of color, because we built this motherfucker. That's exactly what I told him. And I didn't mince words on that shit either. I mean, he was pissing me off so bad. When he said that, I was like, oh, hell no. I know this Rancher Cucamonga motherfucker ain't gonna tell me. And he actually said that. I mean, I wasn't completely shocked, I guess, but I was kind of like, you got some damn nerve. You got some damn nerve to be telling me about what makes America great. He had nerve. He had a fucking nerve. He had a real fucking nerve to tell me about what makes America great. I said, the backs of my people who fought and died and were violated for 400 plus years to make America great. That's what happened. Yeah. My people made America great, motherfucker. And I told I didn't go into all of that though. I was very hot about it though. But I told him, I said, when I said that, I'm trying to gather the thoughts, but that was pretty much what I said. And I told him at the end, I said, and don't you forget it. I actually said that. I said, my people, the backs of my people made America great. And don't you forget it. And I walked out. I had to walk out on this guy. And the two black women on the side was just looking at me like I did something wrong. I think they were on a trip or something with that white guy. So I don't recall it. But they seemed that they kind of like clutching the pearls a little bit, because I guess they think I was gonna jack this old guy up. I'm gonna tell you the truth. If it wasn't me on a business trip myself, I probably would have, because he was wrong. You gonna sit and tell a black man who idolized those civil rights leaders from the era when he was a little boy? Okay, I was almost 4 years. Well, I was close to 3.5 when Martin Luther King Jr. was murdered. I ain't gonna say assassinated. I said murdered. I was roughly about a year old when Malcolm X got killed. Okay? These are guys I looked up to. And yes, I looked up to Malcolm X just like I did Dr. King. You know what the problem is sometimes, man? It's okay for white people to look up to their heroes. But if you black, you supposed to look up to their heroes. Ain't that a bitch? Yeah. And that's how they portray the images of black men. I can go even deeper, which I'm going to do right now. Now think about it. If you notice, because I've been noticing this, especially the past couple of years, and this is the irony of it. The irony of it is that you got these shows. Now, these involving local heroes, firefighters, police officers, EMS workers, who I do salute, because I was watching live PD over the last couple of days, particularly this weekend. And I'm going to tell you, police officers among EMS and fire have the hardest jobs outside of the military folks. The hardest and the most dangerous jobs outside the military people. They really do. But here's the irony. Even when it comes to television shows portraying EMS, fire, and police officers, do you know on all these shows, the black actors who play the characters on those shows, most of them shows, are gay? It's intentional. I know it is. I was just telling my wife a while back. That is on purpose. They purposely did that. Matter of fact, 911, which is one of my favorite shows on Fox. I love this show. I love me some Angela Bassett. That's another story. But that particular show, there's a strong black woman in Angela Bassett who dates a white guy who was the chief of the fire department, and she's a sergeant on her police squad, or her police department. Her black husband, who was her husband, is homosexual. Okay? And I'm going to get to that in a second. The female firefighter who is black, also black, is a lesbian. Now, don't get me wrong. I had no problem with people, because people going to be people. I mean, I told you guys a story about, I had a couple of close friends that I had were gay. All right? I had no problem with those guys. They were cool as hell, man. All right? I didn't rock the boat like they did, but I'm just saying. But the black guy on the Fox show, he's not even presented as a strong black man. He's presented as a weak man, to tell you the truth. I'm not, and I know people will probably may or may not dispute it, but I'm telling you, for what I've seen, that's how it appears to me. If you watch some of the latest episodes of this season of 911, you'll see why. And I'm totally convinced that was intentional. And the guy playing him, I forgot the actor's name. He usually played pretty strong characters. It's particularly a character he played on the hit show Soul Food. He's really good in that show. That show was on for forever, 7 years during the 90s. It was a great series. And then let me get started with the other networks. NBC has, I think, they have a Chicago Fire. Male black character on it. Gay. You look at The Rookie, show on ABC. Male black character. Only male black character on the show. Well, I take that back. No, he's not. He's not the only one. But it's Rookie. He's gay. All right? It's just like, it's a thing where if anybody's going to be gay, it's going to be somebody who y'all consider as the weaker person. Or y'all consider as the weaker race. To me, that's so not fair, man. Every show. You know, y'all don't want to present us as being who we really are. Strong people. And strong people came out strong men. Y'all don't want to show that. Society still doesn't want to see that. They don't have a problem if you're of a different melatonin opponent, you're a different color, they don't have a problem with that. But you're African American, man, they got a problem with it. Look at John Amos on Good Times. Now, I'm going to tell you another story about that. Now, John Amos, one of my favorite actors on television for decades. Grew up watching him. I was watching him on Mary Tyler Moore before he was even going Good Times. Great actor. Strong black character. Reminded me a lot of my father, man. Especially during those days. My father, because that was my father's first name. Ironic. And even though I was first born, I wasn't named Junior, so I'll put it like that. I didn't get the Junior name. Never got an explanation about why, but that's another story. But I'm not gonna worry about that. That's what makes me unique. And he reminded me so much of my father back then. My father and James Evans could have been cut from the same cloth, and you wouldn't even know it. Real talk. He was built like him. He wore his hair like him, except my father's hair wasn't gray at the time. Matter of fact, my father never had gray hair. Never. Even on his deathbed. He didn't have gray hair at all. Real talk. But John Amos and my father, like I said, both were cut from the same cloth, man. Very proud, strong black men. Very hardworking men. James Evans and my father, James, were the same person to me. Real talk. But of course, John Amos was on there 3 to 6 years, something like that. And they initially said he did, what did they say? They said he left the show. But from stories I've heard over the last few years, the real story was that John Amos was fired because of creative differences between him and the writers of the show. They said that the bulk of the writers on the show were white. And one of the original writers was Eric Monte, who actually co-created the show with Mike Evans. And it was loosely based on Mike. My understanding, it was loosely based on Mike Evans' family. You know, Mike and Lionel Jefferson from the Jeffersons. But it was really a shame because Eric Monte got burnt too later on, as I found out, from all the stuff that he had worked on. It's ridiculous, man. The only thing he was trying to do was trying to tell a story from our perspective, and people would try to burn him on it. That in itself was bullshit. I can tell you that right up front. Complete bullshit. You know, and that's the thing about my rant that I got tonight. I'm tired of us always being thrown under the bus for everything, man. We get blamed for everything. We got blamed. Really, people like over in China, I heard Chinese people are discriminating against black people over there. Ever since they said that a majority of blacks were having the issue with the coronavirus. But yet, what was the first thing that Trump did months ago? He said it was a Chinese virus. They had a conniption. And there was even black politicians that were riding with him on that shit. I mean, not on Trump, but they were riding with the Chinese about that. That's facts. And then them same people going to turn around and discriminate against us over there. And some people say, well, they were African. It doesn't matter. They're African. It don't matter. We all the same in terms of that. They still got discriminated against. I don't give a fuck. It's bullshit. At some point, I get tired of it, man. I'm not gonna lie. These white people walk around with no care in the fucking world. They don't wear no mask. Yeah. Like it ain't nothing. Down here in the DMV. Right out here in the DMV. There was a story talking about people walking in the parks. They're walking in the parks, but you didn't hardly see any video footage of white people walking in the parks. Black people was at the wharf. Around the same time period, you saw a video of Negroes all over that mug. But yet, I see a lot of white people who don't even wear masks at all. Period. Yeah. No big deal to them. It's like we have to follow the rules and nobody else does. They want to go back to work in Russia right there before, they can flatten the curve good. One governor, I don't know who that stupid ass governor was, and I forgot. I think I don't want to say that he's from Texas or not from Texas. He might be, but he said that living don't mean nothing. Yeah. To paraphrase it, he was like listen, that was not a big deal. I mean, really? You ought to try it sometimes. Shit. Living ain't. I was like, oh my God. Woo! I tell you, man, the bullshit is thick out here. It really is very, very thick, people. I'm not kidding. It's crazy. Okay, if you want to call to talk about it, whatever's on your mind, particularly about what we're talking about right now, my hotline's on right now, 202-597-2941. That's 202-597-2941. But it's you know, I gotta say what's on my mind, man. This is for all to hear, baby. Always have been for 5 years. And I'm going to keep on saying what's on my mind. Because I'm tired of people playing these games with us, man. They play with our culture over and over and over and over and over again for 400 motherfucking years. Ain't y'all tired of this shit? You know? I was reading something today about they said there are a number of degrees, college degrees. Remember years ago during the Obama era where we had all these record number of students graduating from college? Black students now graduating from college at record numbers. Now, my son graduated from high school in 2010, right? And he came out with a graduating class of almost 700 students. No joke. My nephew, I think, had about 700 in his class. I think he had, might have been more than that. So high school and college during the Obama era and past that had record number of black students graduate. And yet, and I had heard that for a while because my son said his degree, he said, let me explain it to you. They basically just said their number of degrees that were worth something years and years ago are not worth anything now, or not worth much now. That's a damn shame. You know, because people spend hours and hours and years working to get that paper so they could go out there and earn some real paper. Just to find out the degree wasn't even worth it. But I used to try to tell my son, I said, dude, get into the IT field, man. Get you that, you know, degree in this, that, and the other. You know. And he wouldn't do it. He did get a degree, but it wasn't that. It was something else. But he eventually went and did his thing, so he finally listened to me, so that's another whole story. He started taking some additional classes later on and courses. We got to stay ahead of the curve, y'all. We have to. We got to keep our heads up and not sweat this thing. This thing with this virus, like I said, you know, and I was saying it yesterday, I said, this too shall pass. But you got to stay focused on what you need to do every day. That's just living. You know, your normal daily activities outside, you know, the stuff that you can't do, you know, due to the restrictions. You can still walk in the park. You just can't. You have to maintain social distancing. You can still go to the grocery store. Same process. You can still go out to the Lowe's or the Home Depot with the same process because they are practicing that. I was at Home Depot last week. And it took me about a good 5 to 10 minutes to get in there, but I was fine. I got what I had to get and got on out of there. Didn't stay to linger around with nobody or anything like that. Now, I went by our farmer's market yesterday. Yesterday. This weekend went by fast. Wow. We were talking about last week, how I went by so fast last week. And then this weekend just zipped by. It's like I just woke up yesterday morning, no joke, at 8 o'clock. Man. You know, I do hate the fact that I was telling somebody at work about a week ago, I was like, you know who I really feel for? I feel for the children, man. It just hurts me, man. It hurt me so bad that these kids, man, you won't have the normal prom date, graduation. I was thinking about when I went to prom in high school, man. And I went around and picked up my girlfriend at the time, the course size for high school and for the prom. And One got me a tux downtown. Well, only one downtown. It was not far from where my mom worked at. What was it called? I think it was called After 7 Tux. That was some nice tux, man. And I didn't get it dirty at all. I made sure of that. That's what my mom had. Camaro. I used to drag them up all over the place. Man, those were days, man. Where you could live. You could just, do right, live right. And do your thing. Not hurt nobody. That's the word I like to go back to, man. I'm just, even though I'm not overly concerned about this coronavirus thing, you have to be cautious. Everybody has to be cautious, of course. But it does, on some level, really does make you sad about it. It do. I'm just sad. Regardless of how, I'm talking now, but it do make me sad about the situation. I'm not going to kid you about it. I'm really sad, on some level, because a lot of the things that we should be able to do, we can't do right now. Don't know if we'll ever get back to that anytime soon. And before I went on air tonight, there was a doctor that I was watching talking about corona in your tears. I'm not kidding. I saw another one a few days ago talking about you can get corona in your feet. Then I saw one a couple days before that talking about you might be able to, there's a chance that they're looking into trying to prevent corona from getting your food. I was like, Lord have mercy. Here's the thing that really bothers me about that. I think, and I'm being honest, I think the coronavirus is already in the air. And I'm talking about like everywhere. Because I know there's a lot of people who don't wear masks just inside. They wear it outside too. They wear it while a lot of people wear it while they're driving. I've seen people working today. People working in yards, walking around, got the mask on. Even when they're home, they have the mask on. I had mine on tonight. And a lot of people feel, and I think that's what they're trying to say without saying it. It's in the air. It has to be. If you're getting it spreads on the boxes, your packages like eBay or Amazon, you gotta wipe them down. Could be in your mail. Could get in your feet. Could get in your eyes. Could get in your food. It's been a lot of that. Nothing really substantial, but it does make you wonder. And then they talk about you could be a carrier and don't even know it. Now that's really crazy. Is that you can actually be a carrier of the virus and don't know you got it. Yeah. That's the thing that really bothers me. You can be a carrier of the virus and don't know you have it. Ain't that a bitch? That's scary. My church today, as always, they did the last couple of weeks they've been doing Sunday school over the phone, and they do the church thing either over the phone or on Facebook and YouTube. It just so happens I set it up with my TV. I can watch the church services on YouTube through my television. I just do the connection to it and just goes right to it. A lot of matter of fact, like files and Comcast, the cable services offer access to YouTube now. So you just go right through your YouTube account, which is pretty much what I did. But it's good to know that you do have that option where you can actually go there and pray to the Lord and everything will be fine, and listen to the sermon and read your Bible and read your Sunday school book, and have a little talk with God, man, and knowing that things really are okay. It ain't great right now, but they're okay. And it'll get better. I think that's what kept me going. I was telling somebody the other day, I said, I think if I hadn't been going back to church for the last 8 years, I probably wouldn't feel this way now. I'd probably be a total wreck. There's heart palpitations and everything, just worried about what's going to happen next. I don't anymore. When I went back home and saw my dad's body for the last time, man, last year, none of my family members were there. My niece was the only one that was by my side and came through like a trooper. The rest of them wouldn't even go. Not only did that broke my heart, I was furious as hell, because that's the one time I needed them. And one time I was there for them and they didn't even show up, man. That was fucked up. That hurt me. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. That really hurt me. That hurt me like you would not believe. I was so angry. Families, sometimes you think when you're going through things, man, they can be your worst nightmare. What surprised me when I was in that funeral home with my niece and I saw my dad's body and I had to make sure it was him, I couldn't even cry. Of course, I felt sad by his passing. This is the man who raised me to be who I am today. I thank God for him. He wasn't perfect, but you had the conversation with him, he tell you that he was. But I never argued about that. Because regardless of what I thought he might have been exaggerating about, and the truth of the matter is, for me, he was. Real talk. It didn't matter about what anybody else thought. I knew what he did for us. And I wanted to give him a decent send-off. It was a decent send-off, but it could have been better. But, just a few things that was going on with the drama there wouldn't let it happen. But it's okay. We got through it. But I was telling somebody else that it still felt empty because the people who you would think ride with you the hardest are the ones that didn't. And it still leaves an empty feeling inside of me. Like, wow, where did they go? That changes people, man. I just never thought it would change people in my family. Not every family's like that, but I never thought it would happen in my family because we don't have a very big family. And it did. And I even tried to make arrangements with them to do a family breakfast at the very place my father used to eat at, and they would not do it. They didn't even want to get up early enough to do it. They weren't willing to make the sacrifice that he used to make for us. My dad would take a number of family members, go out to breakfast all the time, shoot the shot, shoot the shit, just talk, about life, albeit he had one specific topic that he had to talk about all the time. I ain't gonna go into detail about it. But it was just the fact that, and I tried to do that 2 days in a row, and none of them would show up. Other than my family was with me. And I felt hurt by that. I wasn't going to really talk about this, but I just wanted to make a point that in a situation, albeit it looks like it's something that you ain't going to get through, you'll get through. But you got to stick together. You can't fall apart when you need each other the most. That's the point I'm trying to make, people. You know, because I went through that. You know, and my niece was the only one that rode with me that whole time. Even 2 weeks before my father passed away, she did the same thing. And she drove all the way from Georgia by herself. And she, and my father went out of bed just before he passed away, 2 weeks before he passed away. And he was in tears. And my niece just had the voice of an angel. And his eyes were just welling up, man. And wasn't a damn thing I could do about it. To this day, it still hurts like hell. It still hurts. It hurts so bad. You know. That's why I can understand why a lot of times family don't want to be bothered with others, man. I don't blame. Sometimes I don't blame him. I have a nephew like that right now. He would not be bothered with none of his family. And I can't say I blame him. They do different functions. He would not show up. At all. And I've gotten to that point because they were doing some, when I was up there last year, they were trying to do a couple other things, run around, all that. I was like, not doing that. I was just so pissed off because of some situations that happened when I was there. And I was like, can't do this. You know, I'm too old. I told him, I said, I'm too old for this shit. I'm not doing this. Exactly what I said. I'm 55 now. I ain't got time playing games with grown ass people no more. You know, everything's a game to them. You know, that's the point I'm trying to make about Trump here. Trump think that everything's a game. It's not. It's conversations. The way he talked to people, the way he's condescending, it reminded me of my situation last year. I was the reporter sitting down there being accused of spreading quote unquote fake news. And Trump was you know, I'm just using a parable. And Trump was a family member being condescending as fuck. I was in a situation like that as the reporter, and they were in a situation like that as one of my relatives. Yeah. I saw that the same way. The same way. And just like I said, it hurt. You know, family can be everything or can't be nothing. And I don't mean it to make it sound bad, like, oh, black families ain't no good, because that's not true. Just some of us don't have families like that. They are not close. You know? One day I might write a book about it. I actually do want to write a book about it. I got to sit down and do it. If I ever have something called time. That's the other thing, though, man. But like I said, Trump messed around all this time talking about it was a hoax. And he said that a few months ago. I heard him say that personally when he was doing a briefing one night. And then recently reported that he never said that, which I knew was a flat out lie. He actually said that. This son of a bitch will try to lie his way out of a paper bag after he was in the paper bag and say he was never there. That's how he is. You know, he makes me sick. I was at work one day and a coworker of mine was talking about Trump, white guy. Matter of fact, he was white himself. And he was really heated. And he wasn't faking it. He was generally going off on Trump, man. I never seen a white person be so mad about a Republican in my life. I mean, he went on the rails about Trump, and I thought I was bad. I mean, he went straight in for his ass. I was like, man, you gotta calm down, man. What kind of caffeine you was drinking this morning, buddy? And I honestly, I think that's the general consensus of this country now with this guy. He tried to pretend like he's so well liked. You're gonna love me, and all that other bullshit. No, no, man. Now, I had a conversation with another coworker of mine, and she tried to say that was talking about Trump. Talking about he's a smart businessman, and my other coworker who blacked about, oh yeah, he is. I started to tell her to shut the fuck up with that bullshit. But yeah, but she was saying, well, the coworker, the female, was white, and she was like, he's a smart businessman, but he don't know when to shut up. Those are her very words, ladies and gentlemen. I kid you not. He's a smart businessman, but he don't know when to shut up. If he was that damn smart of a businessman, why the fuck he ain't shut up in the first damn place? Why was he even president, as far as I'm concerned? You know? A multi-millionaire who I think had been mismanaging his money for decades anyway. That's another whole story. He owns hotels and casinos all over the country, all over the world, really. One place he owns right out here in D.C. was a former post office pavilion. This son of a bitch still own that mug. He ain't supposed to have that. And guess how much he charged a night for that one hotel? I didn't see it not long after he became president. He charged, and y'all might have heard about the hotel right out in D.C. That's when they were trying to vandalize one night. That hotel is $3,500 a night. I kid you not, $3,500 a night. I saw the ad for it. I actually went online. $3,500 a night. That's more than most apartments. That's more than my mortgage. Matter of fact, twice the amount of my mortgage, actually. Shit. $3,500 a night. Not a week. Not a month. Not a year. Not even 3 years. That's $3,500 a night. In other words, in by 11, out by 12. For $3,500. You better be a high roller. And I told him, I said, them sheets better be made with gold if I'm paying $3,500 a night to stay any damn where. That's insane. That is fucking insane. Oh, boy. I'll tell you, man. It's crazy. It's absolutely insane, man. But my point is, and I'm going to get off this podcast because I enjoy talking to you guys about it. The one thing I'll say about this, about doing podcasts for me for the last few years, it helped me get a lot off my chest. Whether it be something I'm talking about personally by myself, or whether it's something I'm talking about somebody like, 45. It does help me think about the fact that I know, although I'm the only one talking here and I don't get a lot of response from people on YouTube, and that's, I'm fine with that anymore. At least I know you're hearing me, and I appreciate that. You're probably more family than my own real family is right now, to be honest. And I can honestly say that without guilt, because it's facts. But like I said, what I'm trying to say is, man, we really do need to band together as a people, for damn sure, and bond closer than we like never before. If anything, this should bring us even closer. I would love to see that. Oh, hey, you better make that call. I see Rachel, she's online here. All right, let me see if I can get it on the phone right quick. All right, make the call, 202-597-2941. All right, that's 202-597-2941. Give me a holler. I'll be on for another 15 minutes or so. But like I was saying, though, if there was ever a time that we needed family, now's the time. Because this mess we're going through now is a trip. A stone trip, people. You know, we don't know how long this mess is going to keep going. We really don't. It's just a lot of drama that I think was, and I don't even think that this stuff was man-made. I mean, I take that back. I don't think this thing came from no damn bat, because I've been hearing about this mess. Came from a bat. That's the directive they've been saying for months on end. Because even when this mess originally happened, it was pretty brutal. Back in the late 2019. Now, the videos that I did yesterday and today about the preview, the picture that showed the person in the mask holding the glass, or with the glasses on the left hand side, that was me. Because I was coughing that day. About a year ago, I was at a doctor's office around a dozen other people doing the same thing I was. Had a mask on, coughing. Right around this time last April. Last April was supposed to be, I was supposed to be making arrangements to go visit my father for the second time that year. I didn't get there to June. And I got sick. I was out for probably about a week, 2 weeks. Well, actually, I was out. Well, I didn't. Well, actually, let me rephrase that. I was out for about a week, probably about a week and a half, and I had fever, cough, had real bad congestion. I had to get an inhaler. But what I was told initially, that when I had that problem last year, which was very similar to the coronavirus, that was upper respiratory issue. It wasn't major, but it was enough that I had to have an inhaler, and it was to do with my sinuses. And I was like, I didn't know sinuses did all that, but they said it did. And I never had a history of sinuses over the years, except started in 2016. But I do remember last year when I had that issue, that they were saying people were going around catching this super bug. They kept saying it. They wouldn't tell you exactly what it was or what the strain was or anything like that. They just kept saying it was referred to it as a super bug. This was last April now. Remember, we had a slightly mild winter last year. Well, yeah, we had a slightly mild winter last year too. You know, and they kept saying that. And I looked online. I went on. I remember they said one time, and the story just kind of like just drifted away, and I could barely find any stories in the media about that superbug last year. That's like right out here. And I talked about this in another podcast where they said about a couple of months ago. It was, matter of fact, first of the year. But it was later part of first of the year where a guy, they say he was Chinese, came to Dallas Airport with a bag of dead birds. It was reported in both USA Today and the U.S. Customs sites. Both sites. They sure did. And guess what? The story was reported on February 11th, about 2 weeks after it happened. Didn't hear about a court case for that person. Don't know their name. Don't know if it was male or female. Don't know if they were sentenced to prison. Not even didn't even hear about an arraignment. Nothing. And this was technically what should have been a federal case because they did it over, across the lines going in this country with that illegal contraband. And they said that the person had ties to connection to an address out here in Prince George's County. They wouldn't even tell you what location was or anything. They say nothing. It's like it was just almost like it was a made up story, but I don't know if it was made up or not. But that was an actual report though, and two well-known connections, USA Today and the U.S. Customs Office. They both posted it. It was posted. I read them from both sites. Weird. Never heard nothing about it after that. The media immediately stopped talking about it after that. Sure did. And guess who has the highest number of coronavirus cases? Right out here in Maryland. Guess who has the highest number of cases of any county in Maryland? Right out here in Prince George's County. Guess who has the highest number of deaths in the DMV as a result of the coronavirus cases? Maryland. Ain't that a bitch? And y'all talking about it came from a fucking bat? I don't want to hear that shit. That came from no goddamn bat. Them guys been eating bats for decades out there. They've been eating all kind of wild stuff. I heard stories about them eating dogs since the 1970s. A guy told me when I was stationed in Germany at a Korea restaurant that they used to eat dogs over there. He literally said that. Exotic animals for them is a delicacy over there. Now, although the wet markets are nasty as hell, I tell you, I've seen them. I don't think I would even want to buy a dog as a pet over there. It was so nasty. And it reminded me of a situation at a dog kennel that I took my dog to. This is no joke. I don't know if I want to say where the dog kennel is. It's not that far from where I live. It used to be a location where I used to live at, nearby. And we took our dog to this dog kennel. And that dog kennel was so nasty. At least that's what it wasn't. It didn't start off like that. My dog didn't like the owner anyway. He never did like. He's a barker all the time. Yeah, he damn near stabbed him. He damn near bit him one time. He hated it over there, and I could tell he did. And one time we were going to Virginia Beach, and we were packing our stuff. And he was sitting on the steps, and he saw me with my suitcase. And this happened maybe about 5-6 years ago. And he started howling. He was like, woo, 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 woo. He knew he was leaving. And my son was over to watch him and watch the house. And the moment that he saw us get ready to pack our bags and roll out, he just had a conniption. That dog was just hooling and howling. He was actually in tears. I had to go over and give him a big hug because he knew he was leaving. And I really didn't want to leave my dog hanging like that, but and that's my buddy, man. But I had to roll out. I had to roll out. You know, broke my heart though. I'm not gonna lie. But I had to do what I had to do. You know. But my thing is, at some point we'll find out what the bottom. We'll get to the bottom of it at some point. What's really going on? But Alex said, "Ain't no bats. Ain't no way. This thing ain't one about no bats. That was just a story to mislead you. Just like they're saying about the thing about the 5G. We've had 3G. We had 4G. You gonna tell me people get sick now just like that? No. I still think, and this is my opinion, and I don't care what anybody think what it is or what it ain't. Right now, I personally think that this thing was a biological chemical. Because one thing I do know for a fact, I was in the Army for 3.5 years, 3 years, 6 months, 11 days to wake up, okay? And I know for a fact, I know for a hard fact, that if you breathe even an inch or something like that, it gets in your lungs quick, and it make you throw up and give you something like a fever, and it gets in your eyes. The reason why I say that, because we used to do a test. I'm not gonna go into great details about it, and trust me, based on that test, it's very similar to that. Very similar. I've seen that. Okay? I witnessed what people actually did once we did that test. It made your eyes watery. It cut your ear. It cut your wind off. That's why I think, personally, I really do think that whatever is going on that's making people sick all around the world, because this was set up. I just believe it. I don't know why. And I've had that strong feeling about that for quite some time. I didn't just start feeling this about that. I thought about this for months, even when I first heard about it. I gotta say it, because this is for all to hear, baby. I'm gonna say what's on my mind about it. You know? Now, let me tell you about this right quick, too. In fact, let me get a bit of some water, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate each and every one of you. Hold on. The reason I started, I used to call my channel, well, it was CoronaCrazy. It was another name prior to that. The reason why I named my channel FORALL2HEAR, I was listening to satellite radio on Sirius for years, and I was a big fan of Joe Madison. I still listen to him sometimes. I follow him on Twitter, by the way. And the reason that I named it FORALL2HEAR was because of a story that Joe Madison talked about. It's a story about a 17-year-old young man who was walking home from the store, minding his own business, where a stranger approached him, harassing him, and eventually murdered him. Of course, you know that story was about Trayvon Martin. That happened in Sanford, Florida, and the perpetrator was George Zimmerman. The reason why I bring that up, because once that story got out, and once the 9/11 tape was played on the radio that exposed the truth about George Zimmerman, showing that he was warned not to bother the young man, that the police were going to handle it. And I heard that tape. And I heard the tapes of the audio where Trayvon Martin was talking to, I forgot the Jeanette girl, I forgot the girl name, well, his friend. And all the way to the time where he got shot. He begged for his life. And do you know? That's partly what got George Zimmerman off, because they did not use that in the trial. They would not use it. They ruled it inadmissible. Overwhelming circumstantial evidence that showed that Zimmerman was guilty, but he uses so-called alibi about, he had to fight him. Stand your ground. When the kid didn't even bother him. Plus, it was just a kid. They tell you to leave him alone. Don't bother him. He was warned that. And he got off. And George Zimmerman kept getting off. He kept getting off. Not only that, but everything else after that. He didn't do a day in jail for killing Trayvon Martin. Not one day. And I was so furious. I said, you know what? They kept that out the media, the general media. They wouldn't even put it on the trial. He got off because of the influence of his daddy. His daddy, I think, was out this way. He lived out this way. And I said, damn it, I'm tired of this. I'm tired of people hiding the truth of what's going on to our people. I'm fed up. And I vowed when I started my new channel, I said it's going to be for everybody to hear. I'm not holding nothing back on how I feel and the views of my views and opinions of what I see that's going out here. And that's when I decided to name it For All to Hear, because we need to. We need to know what the hell's going on in our communities, in our governments, in our country. We have every right to know as citizens of this country. Remember New Orleans, when the levees broke, and thousands upon hundreds of thousands of people in the Ninth Ward were in real dire peril, man, of dying out there, which many of them did. And there was a lot of mess was going around with that, with the mayor and the state and all that and the government. That did happen before I started my podcasting, but I'm going to tell you, I'm just tired of trying to dance, step over eggshells to keep from talking about something that needs to be addressed. That's the thing about the Baltimore riots that woke people up. Black people got woke that day. Now, don't get me wrong. I'll still continue to say this. I will still continue to say this. I don't condone people doing what they did. But the reason they did what they did, because they wanted to be heard. They wanted to be heard. They got tired of being ignored. What tripped me out is some officers still got off. They didn't do virtually no time. Now you got Trump about to help pull off the biggest ripoff in U.S. history to the tune of over $2.2 trillion. And counting. And people ain't supposed to talk about it. You know what really tripped me out? All these freaking trolls that be on YouTube. And I ain't saying everybody, but there are some trolls that be on YouTube who double talk about a lot of bullshit. Okay? You have an opinion about what's wrong, and they'll try to tell you, oh, no, that's not it. It's raining. but you're pissing on my leg. You know what I'm saying? They double down on one thing and bullshit you on another. Is that them white supremacy antagonists? They do that. They tend to do that a lot. They'll defend Trump no matter how wrong he is. I had to tell somebody the other day, I'm not blaming him for the virus per se, because I don't, as far as I know, I don't think it's his fault directly anyway. But just the irresponsibility of you telling people that you never said something that you know you were clearly guilty of saying. You go around telling the American public that the virus was a hoax. You said that. You better hope I don't get a copy of that audio where you said that, because I'm damn sure going to play it. Yeah, I'm damn sure going to look for it. And when I find it, I'm going to play it. Because this is for all to hear, baby. You definitely said it. I was watching those press conferences, those White House press conferences every night. He got so embarrassed by the last one he did. They said he did less than 20 minutes on the one that he did do. I think it was Friday, and he ain't come back. Oh, getting back to what my coworker was saying. My female coworker was saying, the white one. She said, he's a good businessman. I'm not sure why she would say it, because he's a horrible businessman. That was a lie. He has a proven track record of being a horrible business guy many times over. But he runs off at the mouth. If he could only keep his mouth shut, that's exactly what she said. And I'm thinking, probably a good thing he didn't, because he's really exposing his true colors, and which is what I told her. He's exposing his true colors. I'm glad he's doing that, because it shows you how much of a fool he really is. The problem is the people in the House of Senate don't want to do nothing about it. They know he's wrong. God knows he's wrong. He's wrong as hell. He's rotten. He's no good. He'll tell you the stuff is for your own good, like he knows what he's talking about, and he has a clue at all. He don't have a clue. He don't have a clue to save his life. But he'll tell you to take that stuff, and you take it, then you in trouble. That's just irresponsible to me. Completely irresponsible. To sit and tell somebody to take something they ain't got no business taking. At all. And he's clearly wrong. I mean, clearly wrong. I mean, wrong all day. You know? Just wrong. Period. To sit there and tell somebody, yeah, take this. What you got to lose? Everything. Pretty much. And I'm being nice about that. You know? All right, guys. Well, it's been close to 2 hours, and I probably talked y'all ears off right about now. Y'all probably It's for real. All right, Spreaker guys, I'm gonna get with y'all tomorrow. I got more to talk about with y'all later, but well, Spreaker folks, Spreaker radio only, Spreaker.com. I didn't get any calls from that one Spreaker person. Let's see if I can copy it. Yeah. Copy my number to YouTube here. Let me copy it. Well, I guess not. All right, Spreaker fans. For Spreaker, this is for Spreaker radio only, not YouTube. Spreaker only. I'm out. All right, YouTube fans. I'm trying to close out my thing here. Yeah, that clicking. That's what you're clicking for.